Hello, and today I'd like to talk about the topic of cognitive restructuring, and I'm going to give you 6 cognitive restructuring techniques, which is a cognitive behavioral technique. And I did do a video previously on cognitive behavioral therapy, so let's get into it if you want to check that out. So cognitive restructuring. This is a technique which involves identifying and challenging negative thought patterns that contribute to mental health problems. The therapist helps the client identify cognitive distortions, such as all or nothing thinking, black and white thinking, overgeneralization, and catastrophizing. The client then learns to replace these negative thoughts with more positive and realistic ones. So let's explore some of these techniques in more detail. 1, identifying and challenging the negative thinking. This involves identifying negative thoughts and beliefs that contribute to distress or dysfunction and examining the evidence for and against them. Experiences impact on us in different ways, and these impacts can impact on our way of thinking and our core beliefs in ourselves. We can also ignore or filter out evidence against this thinking. So yes, we could have a bunch of evidence that's saying that we're really good at our job, but then one person says we're really bad. And so we take all the evidence from that one statement rather than all the evidence that is actually physically available to us. This technique aims to identify and challenge this thinking. So let's look at this in a little bit detail. So let's just say that our core belief is that no one likes me. So the information that supports my core belief is that my friend did not answer their phone. The person at the shop was unfriendly to me. I got negative feedback at work. So that's the information which is forming this core belief. Now, the information which I may have rejected is that I did not add to this core belief is that I get invited to a lot of social events. Customers generally at work are always happy to talk to me. I had friends check in on me when I was sick. So here we have some challenging evidence which actually says that people do care about me and people do generally like me. And sometimes we monitor this information before even adding it to our core belief. So yes, it may be positive, but then we may manipulate it to make it sound negative. So what we might do is say that someone asked me out on a date, which then shows that they like me. But then I'm going to put a negative twist on it and say, but it must have been because they did it out of pity. And I'll say, I'm really close to my parents, which is reinforcing that belief that I'm a good person. But because I've got this core belief that no one likes me, I'm going to say that, but that's because they're my parents. So they have to like me. So you can see how we can modify even positive thinking into negative thinking. Number 2, cognitive restructuring. Now, this technique involves replacing negative or irrational thoughts with more balanced and realistic ones. Though cognitive restructuring, individuals can develop more positive and adaptive ways of thinking that can help improve their mood, reduce their stress and anxiety, and lead to more positive behaviors and outcomes. Now, examples of cognitive restructuring. For example, replacing I've always failed at everything with I have succeeded in many areas of my life. So you can see how I've changed that particular statement. For example, if someone is struggling with social anxiety and thinks everyone will think that I'm stupid if I speak up in a meeting, cognitive restructuring may involve challenging this thought and asking the question like, is it really true that everyone will think that I'm stupid? Or what evidence do I have to support this? And then replacing it with a more balanced thought like, it's okay to speak up and contribute to the meeting. Even if I make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. And it's another Socratic questions can help with that cognitive restructuring as well. This involves asking ourselves a number of questions to challenge the negative thinking, starting with what is the thought to be questioned? And then proceeding with questions as what is the evidence for and against this thought? Is this thought based on fact or feeling? Is this thought black or white? When we know that reality is actually more complicated than just a black and white answer often. Can I be misinterpreting the evidence? Am I just making assumptions? So even questions like this can help us challenge those negative thinking. Number 3, reframe the negative self-talk. So this involves learning to recognize and reframe negative self-talk that contributes to low self-esteem or negative mood. For example, changing "I'm worthless" to "I may make mistakes, but I'm still a valuable person." Examples of reframing negative self-talk include, "I can't do anything right." Reframe this negative self-talk to "I may make a mistake, but I can learn from it and do better next time." Negative self-talk example, "I am stupid." Reframe this, "I made a mistake, but it doesn't mean I'm stupid because everyone makes mistakes." Negative self-talk, "I am a failure." Reframe the self-talk to, "I may have failed at this particular task, but that doesn't mean I'm a failure. As a person, I can learn from mistakes and try again." Number 4, reality testing. This involves examining the evidence for and against negative thoughts or beliefs and developing a more accurate and realistic perspective. For example, challenging the belief that everyone hates me by examining the evidence of positive relationships and interactions around me, like the positive feedback the manager gives me, the positive feedback my friends give me, my parents give me, the people just generally that I come across. Examples of reality testing: questioning the evidence for belief you have in yourself by looking for evidence against it in your life and looking for alternative explanations that are more consistent with facts. Use a diary to track thoughts and feelings over a period of time to become more self-aware of patterns of thoughts and feelings to help test their reality. Seeking feedback from people. Example, you may believe you are bad at your job, so seek feedback from your boss. Seek feedback from your colleagues. Now, number 5, behavioral experiments. I know this sounds a little bit funny, doing behavioral experiments on ourselves, but I'll explain what I mean here. This involves testing out new thoughts or behaviors in the real world situations to see how they impact on mood and behavior. Examples of behavioral experiments: fear of flying. A person with a fear of flying may conduct a behavioral experiment by taking a short flight with a friend or family member. During the flight, the person can pay attention to their physical sensations and the thoughts that arise. This can help them confront and challenge their belief about flying and reduce the stress around it. And when you've had a positive experience flying due to that, that then challenges that thinking again. Social anxiety. A person with social anxiety may conduct a behavioral experiment by attending a social event and interacting with others in a controlled and safe environment. During the event, the person can monitor their physical sensations, their thoughts about themselves and others. This can help challenge their beliefs about social situations and reduce their anxiety. And if they've had a positive experience out of that social event, then that then also challenges social anxiety, because it says, well, I did get along with people, I did interact with people, I had some fun. All that sort of thing can help reduce the impact of things like anxiety in social events. The more positive experiences you have, the more it then challenges that. Depression. A person with depression may conduct a behavioral experiment by engaging in activities they used to enjoy, even if they don't feel like it. This can help to challenge their belief that they cannot enjoy anything and that there is no point to trying. By experiencing a positive outcome, the person can start to challenge their negative thoughts and beliefs about themselves and their abilities. So you may feel that you can't enjoy the beach, but you go out to the beach with a bunch of friends and you have a great day. So then that's challenging that thought that you can't enjoy life. You might go camping, go out there, relax by the fire, cook something on the barbecue, sit around with a group of friends and talk. And you might find you've enjoyed that experience when you come home and you really relax. Again, that would be challenging that thought that you can't enjoy life. Number 6, mindfulness. Now, this involves cultivating awareness and acceptance of thoughts, emotions, and sensations in the present moment without judgment or avoidance. Mindfulness practices can help individuals to observe their thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them, which can reduce the impact of negative or irrational thoughts. And here's just some reference links that I've actually put up to actually help people understand what are their options. Actually, to give you more resources, I should say, sorry. But anyway, thank you for listening. And if you enjoy these sort of videos, please hit like and please subscribe. And if you have any comments behind on what you would like me to talk about, then please leave comments there. And I'll see what other videos that I can put up that are useful to you. Okay, thank you for listening.